This is my grandmother. This is me and Q.
Hi. Granny, tell me a story. I can't count the number of times that I sat next to her as a wide-eyed child and said that. I'm honored today to spend a few moments to tell you about my Granny Alexander. Besides my mother, Granny was the most influential woman in my life. Nothing made her happier than to have the whole family gather together for holiday meals. As I think about her, several words come to mind. Funny, loving, caring, encouraging, and her infamous biscuits. Born in the 1920s, she learned the meaning of resourceful living. Her mother and father raised 13 children, of which she was the oldest. In stories heard from her siblings, she was like a second mother to them. With the help of her husband, my Pa Everett, she worked hard to help support her family of 7 children. For many years, she was the central focus of our family, the one who kept everybody together and mediated for peace when it was needed. Over time, her eyesight began to fail until she lost it completely. But that didn't stop her doing the things that she loved. I remember watching her make biscuits without even the use of a bowl, and she could tell you what happened on every soap opera that week. During the summer, I spent nearly every other weekend at their house, getting spoiled, listening to stories of the good old days. One big thing I remember was that she always had something on the stove just in case somebody dropped by, and the ever-present pan of cornbread was one of my favorite things. Anytime she heard that the front door opened, she knew who was coming just by the sound of their voice. And she was one of the most gracious hosts I've ever met, who loved having company and getting to visit with them. As time passed, Granny couldn't get out much due to her health, but it didn't break her spirit. She remained the sunny personality and insisted on continuing the holiday tradition of lunches at her home. Knowing everybody was full and happy was her greatest joy. Granny taught me so much over the years. Patience, the love of family, the appreciation of simple things, and how to make the best cream corn you'd ever taste. Spending time with her often meant getting to play in a cookie tin full of old buttons, being taught how to put together blankets and how to quilt, and learning how people lived in the old days, and I ate up every minute of it. Near the end, when she took sick the last time, we went to the hospital to say our goodbyes. Standing in that hospital room, waiting for my turn, I wondered how I would ever go on without her. Stepping up to the bedside, I kissed her smooth cheek, and she squeezed my hand as if to say it was going to be all right. And as she held my hand in hers, I realized she would always be with me. Her earthly body might be resting now, but the love and life lessons she gave me will stay with me forever, and I honor her memory in trying to pass on that knowledge whenever I can. So in this moment, instead of being sad, let us honor the life of my Granny and rejoice in her love of life.